Welcome to 52 Authors, 52 Weeks, Season 3. I'm Dr. Lisa L. Campbell, the Growth Motivator. Each week, I sit down with a different author to explore what lies behind the pages. Growth, purpose, finding your voice. Enjoy today's episode. Hello, everyone. Welcome back to another amazing episode of 52 Authors, 52 Weeks with me, your host, Dr. Lisa L. Campbell. Today, I am joined by Amari Leaphart, author of Talk to Me 35 Days to Better Conversations, Deeper Connection, and Emotional Safety, a couples devotional that is rooted in faith, backed by therapy, and grounded in neuroscience. Welcome to the show.
Thank you. It's a pleasure to be here. I'm excited.
Yeah. So before we get into the book a little bit, we want everybody to get their own copy. So we're not going to tell you everything that's in here. And guys, just so you know, this is not like a just read the book. There's activities in here. There are some bingo games. There's some things in here so that you can talk about it. Talk about it. So, Amari, tell our listening, viewing audience about you, your background, and then we'll get into a couple of questions.
Okay, well, as you said, I am a licensed marriage and family therapist. I am the clinical director of my private practice, the Green Space. I'm an author now, where that just sounds odd, but where I am trying to help couples rebuild that emotional safety and build their connection. My work, it just blends neuroscience, faith, and practical tools so that people understand their patterns as well as change them too. But above all of that, I'm a mom and I'm a wife. So it's a little bit about me.
I love it. And you're located in Texas.
I at least I have been for the last 4 years. I may make an escape back to another state. I don't know if Texas will be my end all.
Mm. So it's so weird. So I've been in Chicago my whole life,
Wow.
50, basically 2026, 53 years. And we've talked about moving to Texas, not Texas. No, we did look in Texas,
Hmm.
Houston, like in the Houston area. Our youngest daughter is there. Um, but when you get older as an adult, you got responsibilities that you didn't know you was gonna have, i.e., your parents.
Yes.
And so we are blessed that both of our sets of parents are alive. And
Mhm.
so, moving away would mean them losing the support that we provide to them. And so we're like, well, maybe we can get somewhere warm for 6 months and then come back here when it's snow, because this snow is just, it's not my friend.
No. Become
It's
a
not.
snowbird like Arizona. They have those snowbirds out there, and then they go back in the summertime wherever their true home is. I think they have it set up. I might do that when I get older as well, and I have the money.
Well, you know what? And that's the thing, because we actually looked at houses in Arizona, actually
Hmm.
looked at houses. And my husband is still holding on to the fact that we're going to do that. So I'm here
Hmm.
for it, because I definitely would love to be somewhere warm when it's cold here.
Yes. Yeah, the cold's not fun.
Mm-mm, not at all. Not at all. So let's talk about your work of art here.
Thank you.
It is, because you know
Appreciate
what?
that.
Let me say this. I feel like this is what I was thinking. How could this book be turned into a couples game night? Because you know how you have your
Mhm.
couples friends over. I think that's a perfect time to have fun, but also have conversations. Some of our friends are like, you guys haven't had a game night in like 12 years. We're like, we know we're going to,
Oh.
sometime in 2026, we're going to do our game night again. It was so much fun. But all we did was play games. Like we played games and did karaoke. But I think that a lot of times we come into our friend circle
Hmm.
and we acting like all is well and all is not well. And
Yes.
I think if you have a safe space to talk about it, you really can. First of all, so I'm very vocal, right? I can't shut down on you, but I'm very expressive, right?
Hmm.
And so it's nothing for me to say something like, "Oh, my husband got mad at me because I bought 15 cases of water
Hmm.
from Sam's Club," because and not that I'm stockpiling, it's just that we're busy adults and I don't want to have to keep going to the store. So I get enough of everything to
Yeah.
last 6 to 9 months. That's just my personality. And so I'm an open book and willing to share, but I've noticed that other people um don't share. And so you're thinking something wrong with me and they all right. And then you look up months later, they done got divorced. And
Yes.
I'm like, what was going on? Maybe we need
Hmm.
to talk about it.
Hmm. And you're right. A lot of people are like that. Always say in therapy, I normally don't see couples until they've been suffering about 5 or 6 years. Then by the time they come to therapy, it's more of they are looking at this as their last option and not necessarily for help because therapy to them is associated with failure.
Mm.
So yeah, so with therapy specifically, because I'm thinking about the same thing that you said with a couple friends, and it is great to have couple friends, but they don't always share when something has happened. And then the next week, you're thinking everything is good, and then you're getting a invitation for a divorce party. It's like, wait a minute, what happened? It's because they're so emotionally disengaged at that point.
Yeah. And something you said to me that I think very prevalent in the Black community. And I say the Black community because I'm Black. I've been Black my whole life. While I have friends that are not Black, I feel like therapy overall is very taboo. Um,
Absolutely.
Marriage therapy. And honestly, I'm going to be honest, like I always am. It bothers me that people have access to resources that they don't use. And so many people don't have access and they need those resources. So to me, if you're fortunate to have the resources, it's your responsibility to use those resources and not when uh
Hmm.
it's explosive when all is well, because you could get some tools. You need some tools to help keep it spicy, to help you have some stuff on your tool belt so that when it does, blow up, that you're ready.
Yes. And let me challenge you for just a moment, especially because you are a wife and you're a mother. Think about when you're raising your kids, how often you had time to yourself. Think about how often you kind of just let things slide between you and your husband because right now the kids need to do this or you need to go grocery shopping, you have your job. A lot of people normalize that disconnection until it is too late. So even though the resources are there and they will go to self-help books and they will look at YouTube videos and sometimes they will talk to friends, it's still not the resources that they need in order to connect back with their partner because they're only telling their side of the story, right? And most of the times when we share something with someone, it's because we want to be validated, not necessarily to heal the area that's hurt.
Yes. Oh my gosh. So listen, because I want to make sure that we get to some of this juiciness in the book.
Okay.
So in chapter one, or not chapter one, but day one, page two.
Following
Um,
along.
yes. Do you blow up or shut down?
Mhm.
How does emotionally focused therapy help couples recognize these things that's happening in real time?
So, emotionally focused therapy is all about one, identifying if you are a pursuer or withdrawer. So, the whole if you blow up or if you shut down are the roles, excuse me, of if you pursue or if you completely shut down, right? And you withdraw. So, the whole idea when it comes to emotionally focused therapy is that anger is normally the first thing that you feel with your partner when you're disconnected. But under the anger, you don't really show vulnerability, which is where the sadness and the feeling unvalued, feeling unimportant, maybe feeling forgotten or even betrayed lies. So it's more important to identify what your role is so that you can share with your partner, this is actually how I've been feeling, but this is how I'm showing up instead. Does that make sense? So I'm so
Oh,
angry at you for um, I asked you to do the dishes. If you were really, really loving me in this moment, like you say that you would, I wouldn't have to keep repeating these same things to you. Instead of it hurts when you just don't partner with me to do these things because I'm the only one who's doing them. I thought you said you loved me. If you love me, why do I have to keep repeating myself?
I love that. And I think also we as women like to drop those hints and not just be straight. So, like
Yes.
this morning, I said to my husband, "Hey, can you wash all the dishes this morning?" And you probably are thinking, what do I mean by that? Well, I had made a cake the night before,
Mm-hmm.
so that cake dish was in there. I had set the cake on this, tray that was in there. And that was my way of just being straight with him. Like, can you wash all the dishes? Because I felt like if I didn't say that, I would come back home from running around and he had washed what he used to cook breakfast with,
Mm-hmm.
because there's this thing about me and dishes. I don't like to have dirty dishes in the house. And so I've learned, instead of being mad at him for not doing it, that I just have to flat out say, "Hey, can you wash all the dishes?" And guess what? He didn't come and attack me or nothing. He was like, "Sure, dear." See, that was
Mm-hmm.
easy. As opposed to me, this was the old me. I come back home, I would see the dishes in that sink. I'm slamming stuff and doing all of that. And that takes too much energy and effort as opposed to just going straight there, right? And I did it in love, so he didn't feel like I was attacking him. You
Mm-hmm.
know, it was very critical to our emotional safety.
But imagine you're the younger you when you first got married. If you would have slammed everything in that moment, what do you think that you're probably feeling? Probably annoyed, frustrated, irritated. Why do I keep having? You're an adult. I shouldn't have to tell you to wash all the dishes. Isn't it just self explanatory? If it's dirty, wash it. When I say dish, I mean anything that gets put up, anything that we cook with. Why do I have to explain this?
Yes.
Right.
And I think we sometimes forget men or women are different. I remember growing
Mhm.
up reading this book. I don't know, men are from Mars, women are from Venus, something
Oh,
like that.
yes. Yeah.
Um, and I didn't quite, it's like I read it too soon in life, like I wasn't
Mhm.
married. So I really didn't understand it. But men have a different way that they communicate. And instead of attacking them, um, you need to I had to learn how to do things in love and not be the independent aggressive version of me, right? I had to
Mhm.
be a little bit more softer, right? Now I'm probably too soft because I don't even want to, like, oh, can you pick that up from off that shelf? I can't even reach it. I done figured that thing out.
And men need to feel needed. I hate to say it, but it's true. So you saying that is actually really helpful to him because the moment they don't, and women, we need to feel loved and valued and important the same way that men need to feel like they are so strong and they're protective and they are providing for us. So it's good that you cracked the code. I hope that you share with younger couples as well, newlyweds more than anything. Yeah, just always continue to love each other, and for the men, need them. I'm too weak to lift this toothbrush.
Yes, like, oh my gosh. Like, if I put the cake higher up, I'm like, he's like, you can't reach that. Mm-mm. Nope.
Forget that step stool that's right there. No, I
No,
can't.
I'm clumsy.
Yes. Yes, but that's also what keeps that connection as well.
Yeah.
Which I wanted to ask because a lot of people don't realize, even when I went into therapy, I thought that couples, the number one reason that they did not make it, well, before I say, why do you think it is the number one reasons why couples end up fighting?
Um, I think historically, because
Mm-hmm.
I'm like a year or two older than you, uh, I think historically we said it was money. But I mean, money is a hard conversation to have. But I
Mm-hmm.
know in your book, you actually highlight what I believe is a better reason why we go through
Mm-hmm.
all them battles. So go ahead, say what you was gonna say.
And you're exactly right. When I was being raised and when I finally went into therapy as well, I'm thinking I'm going to see a lot of couples who are having monetary issues. So let me go ahead and get all the finance books. And when they all started coming to me, well, finances were one of them, intimacy was another, kids, the jobs, career changes, transitions, and grief. We're losing our parents now, and we're no longer partners. And then I realized, wait a minute, all of them have something in common. It is the disconnection. It's not actually any of these specific topics, it's the disconnection between them.
So I'm going to also add to that. I'm not a therapist, right? I like to tell people all the time I have a PhD in healthcare administration. I know how healthcare organizations operate. But after being around this world for a long time, I also realized that we struggle as a unit because we also don't fully know ourselves,
Mm-hmm.
right? I think that if you take the time to peel back the layers of you, what makes you tick, what doesn't make you tick, how you deal with stress, right? So like I realize that if I do a better job of being my own emotional boss,
Mm-hmm.
that our relationship would be better because number one, you're not going to provoke me to have this argument. I'm just going to be like, "Hmm, just chilling." Because, first of
Yeah,
all, I don't want my nervous system all messed up like that
you got it.
by having all of these, like, and I've had them. So,
Mm-hmm.
in your book, when you talked about the conflict is often a nervous system response, that
Yes.
nervous system, you be charged up like,
Mm-hmm.
oh, you not gonna. I mean, you go to places, you go to places that's not healthy.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. It's
Like
true.
somebody's attacking you.
People think fight or flight is only in situations where they are literally in a car and you're about to get into a car accident or something. But no, your fight or flight starts even when you're in an argument with your partner. The moment you're feeling disconnected, that's when you hear, is my partner attacking me right now? Because their tone has changed. Is that a eye roll or a head roll? Exactly. And now you're right though. Your brain, your whole body is going, I'm in danger. I don't like this. Fine, that's fine. Let's put on the punching gloves and let's get to work then.
And as a women, our tongues are very
Quick.
deadly.
We
We
are
will,
quick.
yes, look at our little brain just be going.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yes. This is what I hate to say it, but I wrote this book with the Black community in mind. Now, clearly, I have clients of all races and backgrounds, but as a Black woman, I know where our issues lie. And I've been married a while, and yeah, I said, yeah, from what I've seen and what I know personally, I think it's time to start talking about these things where our partner is not our enemy. But that's the
Mhm.
first thing that we do is we think, okay, we are on opposite ends of the ring, and that is not how it is.
Mhm. And I think we often model what we saw in our parents and our
Mm-hmm.
grandparents, but I'm gonna have to set some of y'all free because y'all got this little perception. Grandma and them wasn't happy.
Mm-hmm.
Grandma and them was just raised in a time where we gonna stay together
No matter what.
and right, we're gonna keep our family together. Um, but they missed the mark on helping us understand that as a couple, you're gonna have challenges.
Mhm.
Now in the book you use this word, I think it's called co-regulation,
Mhm.
where you kind of talk about how we can shift how we respond in that moment. Like, when somebody is making you mad, your whole body
Mhm.
is ready to fight, as
Your heart
opposed
starts
to,
beating. Oh
yes,
yeah.
your heart starts beating, as opposed to
Mhm.
not,
Exactly.
right. Like, my husband has this bad. He says I have it bad, but I'm like, how can I have it bad when I'm not even saying nothing? Want to get the last word.
Oh yeah.
And I literally would be like this. I won't say a word. Because if I know this is probably my mechanism, right, that I'm doing. If I know that we about to go in a conversation,
Mhm.
I am monitoring at what point the conversation is going to end, so I can make sure that he gets the last word, so that he can feel good. I don't have to have the last word. I just want to make my point.
Yeah.
um but I realize if we just keep doing this verbal sparring, all that anger just keeps building up, and I don't want to have a heart attack or experience a stroke because of all of that. Life is too short.
Mhm.
I want to keep it simple. I don't want to be doing all that.
Yeah. But I will ask really quick. You just said, I just want to get my point across. Do you think you ever get your point across even if your husband doesn't understand? Does it still count? Even if he doesn't agree or even understand where you're coming from? Do you feel like you got your point across?
Sometimes, I think that as adults, full grown adults, we
Mhm.
have we bring in our experiences from childhood, from adulthood. And sometimes I'll say something to him that I pretty sure he didn't get.
Mhm.
But then maybe months later, which is why it don't make sense to keep
Badgering about.
fighting, right? To just let the dust settle and allow him to think about it. Because sometimes he'll say, well, remember you said a couple of months ago? I was like, I thought you weren't listening to me.
Hmm.
But he
That's a good
was
husband.
listening. He wasn't listening. He just wasn't ready to receive it at that time.
Mhm.
Which is why I have to monitor my emotions so that I'm not just constantly pushing his button. Because if you be around somebody for a long time,
Mhm.
you know how to push those buttons. You get
Absolutely.
good at it. You get good at it.
Attack, 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 because you want them to normally feel how you feel. That's the whole other point about me trying to teach people about emotionally focused therapy in here is that it's not what you're saying to your partner that makes the difference. It's how you feel. Because no matter what, even if you and your partner don't agree, you can't agree on one thing. You still love and care about each other. Don't
Yeah.
you hurt when your partner hurts?
Yes.
Does it
Yeah.
really matter who's right or who's wrong?
Absolutely. Absolutely. So I have to really explore this concept of being able to rewire.
Yes.
How can we rewire our connections?
Whew. Now,
Woo!
when you're, I know that one's a little bit more difficult to say just right out there, and it reminds me of I have clients that say, just tell us the answer of how we can just connect. And I say, now it's not just like a one time thing. When you talk about rewiring your connections, you are doing work within yourself as well, because remember, a lot of your reactions and how you respond to your partner is based off of how you were raised. I hate to say it, but it's true. And you're right. It's what you see, it's the experience that you've lived. And even in other relationships, if you and your partner got together later on in life.
Mm.
Yes. So when
Is
you
li-
say, how can you rewire to get and that way you can be closer and connect? Well, it comes with slowing down. If I were to just say it very simply, I would say you have to slow down and you have to know what vulnerability means. And you have to always remember that it is not your partner you were fighting, it is the problem.
Say that again for the folks in the back.
Okay. I always externalize the problem. Like, if you don't remember anything else from therapy, Please remember, you chose your partner for a reason. Externalize the problem. The problem is who you're fighting, not your partner.
Yes. And the problem sometimes, a lot of times, is so rooted in your people, your mama and them.
Absolutely. Oh, yes.
It's so rooted in them. And if you do the work, what's that lady? I don't know if she a real therapist or not, but fix my life lady,
Oh,
right?
Ayana, Fix My Life.
Yes.
Oh, I love
Yes.
her.
She got a reboot of the show coming out. I'm like, how do you get on there to be a guest coach or something? Because I'm
What?
like,
Oh no, I didn't know that. I loved her though. I remember her from when I think she was on Oxygen. I don't remember what show, but the reboot, I'm gonna probably love that too. I liked her.
yes, yes. And I think I know one of the things I remember, and you talk about this in the I keep calling it a book, but it's really like a movement.
I
Um,
appreciate that.
it is a movement. Let me tell you why it's a movement. So many couples are so damaged
Mm,
that it is impacting their legacy.
mhm,
And I feel like this is just me. This book should be turned into a couples retreat, right?
mhm,
People like to get that passport out, right?
mhm,
A couples retreat where people can be away from home in a soft space to talk, right?
mhm.
And be around other people. And I'm not talking about that reality show version of the workshop. I'm talking about where you're going to come together um and do the work.
Mhm.
Do the work. And you could look, we could talk offline. There are lots of places I feel like you can have this retreat with Talk to Me. Because I feel like if we don't repair what's happening with our couples,
Mhm.
we're going to see this progression of less married people. And I don't know about other people. I enjoy being married. We have so much fun together, right?
Yeah.
We gonna fuss and fight. We gonna do that. But we also are going to laugh together. We also can recognize when the other person is hurt about something.
Mhm.
It could be a situation where I just need to do a hug as opposed to as my husband says, psychoanalyze him, right?
Mhm.
And to me, it's such a fun journey to be on because I can see us in our later years of life not being in here like I don't like you, but we in this house and I guess we just gonna stay till we die, right?
Yep.
I feel like there are things that we've done or are doing that keeps us going. Is it perfect? Absolutely not. Because listen, my husband travels a lot for work, and when he's not home, I'd be like,
I enjoy my space too.
in my space, right? And I think because it used to be me traveling a lot. So that
Mhm.
time apart, we still gonna FaceTime every night, right? We still going in the morning, we gonna chat it up. But I think it just really gives us that foundation that allows us to grow.
Mhm.
Um, so I have to ask you this question because you know your people.
Mhm.
Just turn it over to Jesus and he gonna make it all right.
Mhm. Yep.
Talk to us about where faith and therapy kind of intersect.
So, as a Christian, I believe in growing together in faith. And if you're a Christian, I'm sure that people who are listening to this know that Christ should always be your foundation. It always, it's where you come together, it's where you meet, and you continue to grow in your relationship only through God's guidance. I worked really hard to include faith here because, again, daily devotionals are so big in my life and they're big in a lot of people. Now, I don't always include Christ with all of my clients because they're not Christian, not everybody's Christian, and that's okay too. But a lot of them will ask me to pray with them.
Mm,
And
I love
so, and so I have always told people, if you feel moved by something when it comes to your partner and you pray over them, this book is literally the same. It's the same thing. If you start to pray together, you start to notice things about your partner that you wouldn't normally notice because you are so distracted by worldly things. So again, getting closer in Christ, I think, also just helps your partnership. Starting the day, we're both on one accord, because how many things can distract you on a daily basis and pull you away from your partner?
Everything.
All the time. And you
All
even
the
said
time.
yourself, the younger generation's not getting married as, I mean, they're not getting married as quickly. They're not, the numbers have decreased. I think they're going back up again, but yeah, I think people are very, very much into that. I'm all about me, but no one's about Christ anymore either. And like, that's so interesting. So I
Woo!
just try to, I know, so, but even people who aren't Christian have gotten the book and they just, ignore the prayer and the devotional part. But for me, I think if as long as you grow together in Christ, you will probably be stronger as a couple. At least that's what I have seen with a lot of my couples and within my own marriage as well.
Now for the folks, because these, you have to meet the folks where they at. So some
Yes.
of the folks, I'm not gonna marry a man who's not in the church,
Mm-hmm.
because we're not equally yoked. And
Mm-hmm.
I feel like the interpretation of that has gone, it's gone by the wayside.
Yes.
I tell everybody, my husband goes to the Chicago Bears Church of God in Christ. He is spiritual, but not religious.
Mm-hmm.
And when he looks at what my friends do, he calling them the Bible thumpers. He got all kind of names for them because he said, how are they demonstrating how powerful Christ is?
Mm-hmm.
Because what they're showing me is the opposite.
Yes.
They showing me
Exactly.
that they go into the building every Sunday and they posting constantly, I believe God, I believe God. But then when it comes to things like you gonna get a house, where's your faith?
Yeah. Yeah, and you're right. In Christ, name in Christ only, or a Christian in name only. Excuse me, Christian in name only is what it really is. And I agree with him. I do not have a church home, and which is ironic being in Texas because they're on every corner like that, and like a Walmart. But anyway, I don't have a church home. My husband also does not have a church home, but we pray together every single day. And I know a lot of it is you need to be within the church to be able to. What is it called? Um, just when you're with everybody else. I can't think of the word right now, but just you need to be able to rejoice with everyone else. And that's really where that spirit comes into play. But I don't believe that. I feel like you can have your own relationship with God. And again, if you are on one accord with your partner, that's all that really matters.
And let me just tell
So,
you, so I currently don't have a church home either. My pastor
mm,
died 5 years ago, and I've been struggling to find a new church because my pastor is the bomb.
okay.
Even his prayers, when you listen to him on YouTube, still as powerful today as they were then.
Wow.
But I believe that a lot of people use church as this crutch,
Mm-hmm.
and I really think that they struggle to have a relationship with their spouse because
Mm-hmm.
they don't have a relationship with the God that they say they serve. And
Mm-hmm.
in your book on day 14, we carry so much expectations, emotional loads, invisible responsibilities, unspoken frustrations, and the list goes on and on. And we don't even realize how heavy life feels until our bodies force us to slow down and
Mm-hmm.
we pass out from exhaustion. I
Yes.
love this because I was the person who was just going, going, going. And I got to a place where I realized that I was carrying too much.
Mm-hmm.
And it's been 3 years since I came to that realization. I'm much more of a happier person. My household feels lighter. But I had to realize it and do the work. right?
Mhm.
And and I had to be vulnerable and uncomfortable to go through that process to be where I am today. And I'm gonna tell you, it's happy being over here. It's
Okay.
it's happy being over here because I don't physically feel so heavy anymore. I don't feel emotionally heavy. I don't feel mentally heavy. I don't
Mhm.
feel the need to have to compare myself to everybody else's highlight reel.
Mhm. Mm. Oh my goodness. Yes. Yeah. Very relevant in this society and in today's world. But even as you're saying that, and again, I don't want to again make this about race, but I only know the experience of a black woman as a black woman. We are overachievers. We hold so many titles. We carry so much because we don't believe that anyone else can help us or will help us. And we weren't taught to ask for help. So, again, leaning back on God and remembering He gave us these things not to become busier. He fills our hand with one thing, blessings that we ask for, and we're like, great, what can we pick up with this hand? It's like, okay, calm down.
Pump your brakes, as they say.
Yeah, just relax. So that's also why I put that in the book as a reminder that you have to just be present sometimes. It's
It
okay. You're
it's
not failing.
okay. It's okay not to be busy. And I'm gonna tell you something
Yes.
funny. And then I gotta ask you one more question about
Okay.
the design of the book. So I told you 3 years ago is when I kind of just ripped my whole existence apart
Mhm.
in terms of all the things I was doing. I was working a full time job. I had my business, so I quit my
Mm.
full time job. And when I tell you that I am in alignment with my purpose in life,
Mhm.
it feels so amazing. And I be asking myself, like, girl, what took you so long to get over here? You was
Mhm.
over there so long, it became embedded into how you operated, not realizing how heavy it was.
Yeah.
Okay, so I got one more
It's
question.
normal. It's just normal. Normal to be
Normal.
busy, normal to be exhausted. What really quick, what's not normal, and I don't know if this has ever happened to you when you were so busy, you'd go home, go to sleep, and you could pass out in probably 2, 3 minutes flat, maybe 5 minutes. For a lot of people, they're like, oh, I can go to sleep so easily. I'm asleep in like 5 minutes tops. I am just done. And I have to remind them that's not normal. That means your body is so overworked. You being so exhausted is not a flex.
There's such a thing as sleep and rest.
Yes.
And most of us don't know the difference between the two.
Hmm.
And once you experience it, again, you asking yourself, why? Why I allow myself to be over there for so long? But it's just a part. I think we live in a culture that rewards us on being busy. Like, oof,
Absolutely.
gonna be the best version of me,
Hmm.
passed out somewhere.
Hmm. Only hurting ourselves because
Yeah,
if you're no use to anybody else, they'll just find someone else.
yes. So I have to ask you about the design of the book.
Hmm.
So you have scripture, you
Yes.
have reflection, you
Hmm.
have neuroscience, you have what do you call those? Prompts.
Yes.
Why did you design the book to make it um th- emotional and relational work that was simple for for couples, right? It's not something
Mhm.
that's overwhelming, but very simple.
I designed the book exactly how I do therapy. And if I'm just going to show it really quick. So I designed it for people to be able to have, like, if they're doing a daily devotional, understand what we're discussing. And then I designed it with a connection cue because it's important for you to apply what you just learned. The neuroscience nugget is for you to understand what's happening in your body. So with neuroscience, I try to explain to people that all neuroscience is describing exactly what's going on in your brain, and all therapy is showing you how to heal what is happening in your brain. That is the only difference. So for me, I like to know, and I taught undergrad neuroscience as well. So I always try to tell people this is what's happening in your body. It's very important for you to take a deep breath before anything happens because your body is reacting before your brain can even stop you.
Say that again. Say that again. They didn't get
Your
that.
body is reacting before your brain can even stop you. It's one of our reasons our mouths are so quick, and you're like, "Oop, I did not mean to say that," because it's attack, attack, attack. And then the try this today is just an extra challenge because I want people to remember this is what I read, and this is again how I can apply it. Those connection prompts just explore more of these are the reasons why we're in this together. We're a partnership. And then on the other side, I think that the next day is the prayer, of course, and then the journal. And people don't have to use, they can use whatever they feel is best for them in their relationship. But I wanted it to be exactly a reflection of how I do therapy. And that's what a lot of times, I have my couples go away with homework, which is like that journaling part. And I will give them homework. And I expect them to do the homework so that we can talk. Because I tell people therapy is too expensive. I keep my books very, very small, very small. And I am doing one-on-one with my clients with the expectation that you're not going to be in therapy forever. We're going to be working for this very concentrated amount of time because you will heal this relationship. Either you're going to heal it or you're going to leave. That's the difference. You're either we're going to heal together, or you're going to make that decision where you are saying, I don't want to do this anymore. But regardless, you are going to spend the money that you've been spending on therapy on vacation and doing things together again, learning to love each other again. I'm not trying to see y'all every day. That's crazy.
You need to be connected with each other.
Exactly. So even people, they're like, we've been in therapy for this long and 10 years. I'm like, it's great for just a quick tune-up, but you need to be with each other. You have all the tools and resources. You have to use them now.
Some people be wearing therapy like a badge of honor. Like, I've been in therapy for 10 years.
Oh, yeah,
But
absolutely.
still raising hell.
Because
Like,
you're not
what's
learning anything.
going on?
You're not learning anything.
You didn't do your homework.
You didn't do your homework, and it shows.
Oh my
Yes.
God. Well, listen, we are over time, but I just feel like this is a topic that needed to be explored. For those of you who just tuned in, we're talking about the book Talk to Me, 35 Days to Better Conversations, Deeper Connection, and Emotional Safety, a couples devotional rooted in faith, backed by therapy, grounded in neuroscience. So, Amari, where can our listening, viewing audience find you?
You can find me on Instagram. Really, TikTok is my most active social media account at Amari the Therapist. I'm also on Instagram at Amari the Therapist, YouTube, Amari the Therapist. My website is www.findyourgreenspace.com, but I don't have any of my information like my book on there. It's mostly just for therapy. But yeah, those are really the most common places to find me. If you just type in Amari and Therapist, I will most likely come up.
Love it. So I would love for you to close us out in any way that you see fit. I mean, your book has so many things. I actually got something I'm gonna tell you once we finish recording
Okay.
um, about your book and some things that I really feel like you could do with the book. You've already done the work. So, but we'll talk. Everybody don't need to know all of that.
Okay.
So,
Okay.
close us out in any way that you want to do so, however you feel led to do so.
I just want to let everyone know out there, if you have tuned in and your relationship is in trouble or you're not feeling happy, don't just continue to wake up every day in a place of complacency where you think it's going to get better. You have to do the work. If you're going to pursue something like Talk to Me and you want to establish a deeper connection, then actually do the work. Don't just read it. This isn't another self-help book where you throw it to the side and say, this is great information. So that's it. That is all I have to say. You have everything you need now, all the resources, all the tools out there.
I love it. Well, listen, everyone, this has been another amazing episode of 52 Authors, 52 Weeks. I just finished chatting with Amari Leaphart, author of Talk to Me. Until next week, everyone, please be safe and have a wonderful day.
Thank you.
You've just experienced another conversation from 52 Authors, 52 Weeks. Season 3. The conversation may pause here, but the growth continues. I'm Dr. Lisa L. Campbell, the Growth Motivator, and I'll see you next week.